Python Pop, a series of quick videos explaining different Python functions and commands. And today we're going to go over how to join strings together quick and easy. So let's start by some string that's going to be a greeting. So we're going to say, hello, how are you? Now we know how to split this string into a list, and if not, the different words in our greeting is going to be equal to greeting.split. And we're going to split that by the spaces. So every time there's a space, it's going to split the string so there will be different elements in our list. And let's just go ahead and print out words so we can see that this is occurring. So there we go. Now we've turned our greeting into a list breaking up each of those words. Let's say somewhere else along our code, we accidentally reset greeting or got rid of it by mistake. So now if we were to print out greeting, we're just going to get a blank. There is no greeting because somehow we reset it. But remember, words is our greeting just in a list. So what's a way we can join that together? Well, since greeting is blank, we're going to build up upon our greeting. So we're going to say for the items or for the item in our words list, which contains strings from our greeting broken up by those spaces or split by those spaces, we're going to take each of them and add it onto our greeting that is currently blank. So greeting is going to equal greeting plus equals item. Now let's go ahead and print out this greeting. So you can see we're close, but it's not completely together yet. So again, assuming that greeting was set as the empty string, as we add each item, we also want to add a space back in. So let's go ahead and print out greeting now. And there we have it. So we were able to do this in a few separate lines of code. But I can tell you there's an even easier way. So again, assuming that greeting was blank, all I'm going to do is say that our greeting is equal to, what do I want to join the elements of my list together with? Well, I split them by the spaces, so I want to rejoin them with spaces. So I'm going to start with a space, and then I'm going to say the command dot join and the list of strings that I want to join together, which is currently my words list. Now when I print out my greeting, there we have it. One simple line as opposed to a for loop. But let's go a little more in depth with this. How else can we use join? Well, let's assume that we have a table of numbers. And I'm going to have the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I were to print out table, I want these to be displayed nicely, one above the other. Well, that would be with a for loop, right? Just like before. So for the numbers in table, and that's going to be my number list in table, I want to print out the number list. So this is going to print it out on separate lines. So you can see now that my table goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 all in one line to now broken up in 2 lines. But let's assume I don't want these brackets and I don't want these commas. Well, I can use dot join. But I can't just use dot join. It's not going to work if I want to instead print out, let's join those numbers together with a space. It's not going to work if I just type in numList because dot join is used for a string and we're giving it a list of integers, so each element is an integer. So it's not going to work. So before I join those together, I need to first convert all those numbers in my num list. So the first time going through the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, I need to convert them to a string. One easy and quick way to do this is to just change each number to a string. So I'm going to say the string of my number for each number in my num list. So again, here is a for loop here where I'm turning each num in my current num list. So it's going to be this first list, and then the next time I go through the loop, it will be the second list. So looking at this first list, we're going to change my first number 1 into a string, then 2, then 3, and so on. And we're going to join that list together with the space printed out and then loop to my next one. So here we go. There we have it. My numbers nicely in a line, a very nice readable table. So let's say that I don't want to separate them with a space. I can join them, now that they're strings, with, let's put a line in between them. Now my numbers are even more separated, a little more distinct. And one last example for fun, let's take a look at this. I'll copy over a predefined table or list of lists that I named pick. What this is going to be, well, a surprise picture. Look, if we print out pick as is, it's a mess. We can't see anything. So let's go ahead and loop through each row in pick and print out the row. Again, we can't really tell what it is because we have the string notation and all of these brackets. So instead, I'm going to use that dot join. So I'm going to join each of those. Well, I don't want a space in between, so I'm just going to leave it as blank quotes and then dot join and then in parentheses row. And note, these are all already strings, so I don't have to convert these. Print it out, and there we go. A nice little woodland house. As you can see, I'm not really an artist, but there's a couple ways to join strings together quick and easy. If you have any thoughts on how else to use join, feel free to leave it in the comments below. But as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Happy learning!